Batman Arkham Origins is a pretty good game. Good presentation, good gameplay, a solid story, great bosses, and the game helped develop the Batman mythos in the Arkham universe and his character as a whole. The AR crimes are fun to do. They require some amount of cognitive labor and each has its own side stories to figure out. It's generally agreed upon that the boss fights in Arkham Origins are the best in the entire series. They are creative and dynamic. It gets your blood pumping. Deathstroke is just a martial arts brawl with some incredible animation. You play chicken with Bane, and the Predator section with TN1 Bane seriously increases your blood pressure and is a borderline horror movie the first time you do it.
Shit! Fuck me! Oh! Shit! What the fuck? Oh, fuck! Stop screaming! Stop!
Roger Craig Smith's performance is fantastic. Whilst it's no Kevin Conroy, I can understand why WB Montreal wanted him. This Batman is younger, so he's much more rageful and has a lot more vengeance within him. So Smith can really amplify that anger within him. It also shows, to an extent, his level of inexperience in certain scenes, such as him choking out loose lips.
Get away! Where's the Penguin? I don't know. Where is he? I swear. Damn.
One of the main aspects of the story is that Batman should accept help from others like Gordon, which is explored well and helps show that it wasn't always smooth sailing between Gordon and Batman. It's interesting to see that the two are at odds with each other rather than allies, trusting each other.
He is the worst kind of criminal. The kind who thinks their actions are justified. Who acts completely outside the system.
The system is broken.
However, people consider it the worst Arkham game, and there is some merit to that claim. On PC, the game has numerous bugs and glitches. The developers really needed a few more months to iron out the game's issues. One of my favorites is the ragdoll physics the thugs have when you defeat them. The indoor areas aren't as expansive nor as detailed as Arkham City's indoor areas. The steel mill in Arkham City was expansive and chock full of hidden details and locations, like the basement, which housed the Freeze cluster grenade. In contrast, the steel mill in Origins seems relatively vanilla, as there is a lack of expanding paths, secret locations, or Easter eggs. The lack of data packs, Origins' version of the Riddler trophies, best exemplifies the simplicity of the indoor areas, as in City, the steel mill and the museum had dozens of trophies to collect. They also had to reuse many assets when making the open world. As a result, North Gotham is very similar to Arkham City. The reusing of assets was also used in the gameplay, such as reusing animations during the boss fights. There is an issue with some side quests being too simple or rehashing what happened in Arkham City, like Black Mask's drug stash, blowing up the containers, which then ends up with a fight with the villain tied to this quest. Speaking of Black Mask, people disliked the fact that he was relegated to a side quest, whilst the Joker became the main focus for the third time. The Deadshot side quest starts interesting with an SOS and a downed helicopter, but the fight with Deadshot is just a rehash of the Two-Face boss fight. There's no point in defeating the goons as more will arrive, so you just focus your efforts on Deadshot. Speaking of gameplay, the critique I and others find is that it can be too easy at specific points. The shot gloves and remote claw trivialize the game and make it far too easy. The shot gloves are far too powerful. There's no need to learn special counters and dodges like the evade over riot shield enemies or stun batons. You can increase your combo by 3 per hit, which makes challenge maps ridiculously easy. You can reach high scores with relative ease. Armored enemies and brutes can be defeated with no effort. Martial artists and ninjas require no effort to be defeated. And an army of normal enemies can be defeated by using the shot gloves alongside the multi-ground takedown to dispatch an entire group of enemies. In challenge mode, the shot gloves make it far too easy to reach high scores as your combo meter gets too high. The remote claw is also broken. You get free takedowns during Predator encounters, and you're able to knock out armored enemies with ease by remote clawing them to a propane tank. However, despite the ease the shot gloves provide, when you play the game on New Game Plus, the difficulty does feel artificial in a way. The main issue is that combat encounters use too many armored enemies, which slow down gameplay. So until you get the shot gloves, combat encounters feel somewhat sluggish to get through. However, given the restrictions, the deadlines and overall baggage the developers faced when making this game, it is incredibly impressive that they managed to create a functioning AAA Batman game. First, development started in late 2011 and the game was released in October 2013, meaning WB Games Montreal had less than 2 years to make it. 2 years to make a AAA video game is not a lot of time. They also ran into the problem that the sequel needs to be bigger than the original, so they were making a AAA game that needed to expand on the already excellent Arkham City within 2 years. That will be a tall order for any developer, let alone a developer whose main experience has been lacking, to say the least.
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
Also, they were starting from scratch compared to Rocksteady. Arkham City was released in 2011, however they created Arkham Asylum, so they would be familiar with their own gameplay design choices and mechanics. Arkham City was building on an established formula from Arkham Asylum, combat, exploration and stealth, that will make the game feel more intuitive, fresh and unique. Whilst development may have started in February 2009, they were well warmed up since Arkham Asylum began development in May 2007, effectively giving them 4 years of experience with the gameplay mechanics that the Arkham series is renowned for. WB Games Montreal hasn't made a Batman Arkham game before Origins, with their main experience with Arkham being the Wii U port of City, which isn't much to say the least. Now, WB Games Montreal is a game developer with plenty of talented developers at their disposal, so making a third-person action game wouldn't be utterly alien to them. The best analogy I can think of is a professional sports team using another team's playbook and strategies to win. Sure, they are experienced, but adopting someone else's ideas within a short time frame would have been difficult even for the best of athletes. WB Montreal really had the deck stacked against them. They had less than 2 years to make the game, and they had to make the game more expansive and have more content as it's a sequel. They were not used to the game mechanics and design choices that Rocksteady familiarized themselves with since 2009, and despite all of that, Origins is a great game. It is something to write home about and does help develop the Batman mythos, in this case, him learning to accept help from others, something I'll explore in the following video. This is Zach, not Zach, signing off. Please remember to like, favorite and subscribe.